to the Cineabar. Now we're back at the ranch for a short visit, and we're trying to spend more time back out here at the ranch. So while we love it out there at Cody, and it's just beautiful out in that country, especially up towards Yellowstone and out to the Bighorns, it does not have anything on our little corner of paradise here in Oregon. Now, we're gonna bring you more episodes here from the Cineabar with some gunsmithing on these Old West firearms. Of course, on days like this, beautiful weather out, we're gonna come up on the hill and do some more shooting. And today's no different. I dug way back in the safe today to find a gun we haven't showed on this channel before. This one was bought kind of on a whim at a local gun show 15-20 years ago, put back in the safe and never fired. In fact, this gun has never been fired. This is a Winchester 9410, made about the turn of the 21st century. An interesting shotgun. You know, this thing's based on the John Browning 1894 design, but chambered in 410 shotgun. And of course, around here, there is all sorts of uses for a 410 shotgun. We've got lots of upland birds to shoot around here. Quail, grouse, chuckers, doves, and of course a ton of little varmints that a 410 is just right for. So this wouldn't be a bad little gun to have in the truck. Let's take a little closer look at it, and then we're going to put a few rounds through it. Remedy that situation where this one's never been fired before. So this has the traditional 1894 Winchester look to it. Although, you know, I work with the old originals on a daily basis, and you can just see the polish, the fit and finish isn't anywhere what it was back in the old days. You know, these are mass produced just like all modern guns, and most of them don't have that kind of craftsmanship that went into the old guys. But this one is still a very attractive rifle, shotgun, excuse me. The only difference that I can see here is, of course, we've got a shotgun butt with a little thin recoil pad on it, and we've got a saddle-ring carbine, or actually Eastern carbine configuration, but a 24-inch barrel. And reading up, I see that they actually made a 20 and 22-inch barrel in these as well. But I think for our purposes, a 24-inch barrel is probably a better choice. And of course, we don't really care for the old lawyer button cross-bolt safety that was included with these. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are today. If we had to have another safety, I'd rather have the Tang safety, but I'd rather have neither. Of course, this already has, just like the old originals, has a trigger block safety to keep it from firing out of battery. It does have a rebounding hammer, so you know, it's just about like a safe notch on an original. You're not going to pull the trigger. It's not going to go off unless you've got that finger lever all the way up and the hammer all the way back, and at that point you're intending to fire. But we take the bad with the good. Okay, let's see how it shoots. So I've got this old girl loaded up. It's a little tricky loading these things. The first time I'd loaded shotgun shells in a Winchester lever gun. Got to keep in mind, 2.5-inch chamber in this thing. You don't want to load 2 3/4 or 3-inch. Can cause some real issues. I don't know if they would feed or not, but if you were to shoot those, you could get some real overpressure right in front of the chamber area. Okay, so now got to remember to push our lawyer button over. Cycles pretty well. Let's see how she shoots. Oh, it's not so dramatic on those milk jugs like a rifle cartridge. Oh, blew the cap right off. Let's try some steel. Oh, looks like a really good pattern. I painted that steel up ahead of time, and I see little divots all over that. Try the other one. Oh, that pattern's a little bit low. Let's see if we can get a twofer up on top there. Oh, yep, drilled them both. Okay, we've got a couple more jugs. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that one. And one more. Oh, we got another round. There we are. Well, that is a little bit different, I have to admit. But I like it. Of course, shooting lever guns is, is fun no matter what. But certainly a different experience shooting a lever gun shotgun. Of course, we have shot the 87 and the 1901 on this channel before, but a whole different kind of an animal than this little guy. Okay, so that was so much fun. Decided to set something up a little further away, a little more challenging. So we've got a jug on an old rotten log on the other side of the pond there. I paced it off at about 60 yards, and let's see if maybe we can hit it from here. Oh, that hit it. I see some of the fluid coming out of it. Not very dramatic from this distance. Oh, that one hit it again. You can see a little less fluid in it all the time. It's not hitting very much. Okay, this one's going to be a little more dramatic. It's getting a little lighter. Maybe we can move it some. Not quite yet. Okay, we've got one more round. Well, I can see it moving some, and the log's getting a little wet, so we know we're hitting it, but it just isn't showing up very good. Well, what a hoot! And that there's a pretty perforated little milk jug. Well, this is a great, fun little shotgun to shoot. Now, I could see where it'd get kind of addictive and be pretty handy around a place like this. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I have. Until next time, happy trails from the Cineabar.